Hello, and thank you for joining this short video on leadership, specifically how leaders are stepping up in very challenging times. Leading an organization is always challenging. It's lonely, it can be stressful, and many leaders will fail to meet the expectations of their board, their shareholders, their customers, or their employees. There's no formula to being a great leader. You can study leadership for a long time, you can go to a great business school, but there's certain things that you need to learn on the job. And when times are uncertain or changing or stressful, leadership can get even tougher. So let's look at a few things that leaders are doing in this environment to help them succeed. First, leaders are really good at organizing themselves. They take care of their own personal affairs so that they have no distractions. They can focus on the business tasks at hand. And they appear to be organized and calm and reliable. People sense this and they want to follow leaders who are projecting this sense of calm. Next, leaders get really clear on the talent that's required in the organization, the talent that will add the most value to the organization. Perhaps it's managerial skills or interpersonal skills to deal with customers, or maybe it's technicians. Whatever the case, leaders are clear on this and they recognize that priorities will change over time and they respond to those changes. Next, you may have the talent in-house, but you still have to build the team so that they collaborate and so that people play to their strengths. You want to define the roles clearly and put the right people in those roles. Sometimes leaders have the difficult task of removing people from the organization when they're not performing. That's a part of the role of leadership also. And flowing from all of this is the culture that leaders create. What is a culture? It's something where employees feel really engaged and they want to be involved in the achievement of the vision that the leaders have set. Effective leaders also pursue this vision and set a great example for their teams to follow. Effective leaders are really good at asking for help. They remain humble in their roles and they reach out to people who can add a lot of value and complement their skill sets. They know exactly how to get the most out of these conversations. And they like to be challenged on certain topics. That's a part of growth and development. While leaders have some really important strategic roles to fulfill, they're also good at staying in touch with the business. They spend time with employees and they know how things work in the organization. They're not out of touch. We also rely on leaders to take a long-term view. They're there to remind the team of the long-term vision and the values. Maybe this incorporates financial success, but it may also involve some kind of social purpose. Leaders listen intently to various stakeholders so that they can prioritize what the business needs to do, all with a view to achieving those long-term goals. Leaders are also prepared. They know that however much they plan, something unpredictable might happen. So they think that through and they're ready to change their plans and be flexible. They act decisively but manage risk very wisely. Leaders are self-aware. They know what their strengths are and they know what their limitations are, and they try to play to those strengths and avoid doing tasks that others can do better than them. This involves appraising their own performance so they can constantly improve. And finally, leaders set the strategy for the organization. This involves a really good understanding of the market, their products, their competitive advantage, the skills of the management team, the economic environment, and it's this knowledge which allows them to act boldly in their decision-making. They won't get everything right, but they know that they can quickly pivot if they need to. So, that may sound quite challenging. Indeed, being a leader is quite tough. And yet, there are opportunities that abound when times are challenging. It's in that kind of environment that leaders step up and they make a huge difference to the businesses they run. We hope those 10 points are helpful to you and you can use them in your own businesses. Thanks for joining this video.